Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. Before we get started, I would like to give a shout out to my latest channel members who are Northwest, Monique Richards and Nikki Nicole. Thank you all for deciding to support my work. Okay, in today's video, I will be giving some reasons why a narcissist may never return after a discard. It doesn't matter whether you discarded them or they discarded you. There are some factors that can keep them away for good or severely limit their future interactions with you. Because although many narcissists are known to make a U-turn and find their way back into your life, sometimes the narcissist may not come back. Though this is a rare event, there are a few reasons that can cause a narcissist to stay away for good or at least for a very long time. I also guess the probability of a narcissist returning is also dependent on whether this narcissist was a romantic partner, friend, or family member. But you will see that based on most of the reasons I give, that it doesn't matter who the narcissist is or was, the decision of allowing them back is in your hands alone. So let's get into the 6 reasons why a narcissist would not return. The first reason would be to avoid confrontation. Covert narcissists especially hate confrontation. So when someone who knows what the narcissist is about and is not afraid to call them out or challenge their behavior, the narcissist will keep their distance. It is not about calling them a narcissist, but pinpointing their lies and manipulations. Narcissists hate the truth, and when someone is not shy about calling them out on their manipulative behaviors or lies, this is not someone the narcissist wants to be around ever again. This person is a threat to their false image. This person sees beyond all their fakeness, and the narcissist knows their game is up. The second reason a narcissist would not return is because you have managed to maintain zero contact. Zero contact means that the narcissist is unable to make contact with you. They do not know where you are. They are unable to communicate with you by any possible means. Zero contact means the narcissist does not see or hear from you because you have managed to shut them out of your life completely. You have closed the door to their manipulations and lies, and the only way they would ever reach you again is unless you break no contact. No contact or zero contact is one of the best ways to ensure that a narcissist can never return. The third reason a narcissist would not return is if you have publicly exposed them. If you have done this once, the narcissist doesn't want to risk you doing it to them again, so they are bound to stay away, never to return. The narcissist needs their mask to keep preying on people. If you unmask them for what they are, they will run and hide. They will need to find a new circle of people to deceive. The fourth reason a narcissist would not return is if you stop being a source of narcissistic supply. Whether it was your attention, time, money, your empathy, or pain, all these provide narcissistic supply. So when you close off all those avenues, especially your emotional supply or attachment, the narcissist will be forced to find other sources of supply. The emotions are a big one because if you are not emotionally invested in someone, it is very unlikely you would give them your time, money, or attention. And this is how a narcissist knows they have lost you for good, which is something I elaborated on in this video. The key is to not allow yourself to be emotionally invested in a narcissist. It's about not reacting to the narcissist in any way possible. Narcissists seek to manipulate our emotions by getting us to react. They need that fuel. They need to know that you care. They need to know that they can influence your emotions. If they can't, they will walk away, because narcissists want to be around people they can feed off of and manipulate. Your reaction empowers the narcissist. So turning off your emotional tap causes the narcissist to want to avoid you, as you serve no purpose to them. Without the narcissistic supply, you are of no value to the narcissist. Grey rocking, or shutting off your emotions from the narcissist, not only protects you from being manipulated by the narcissist, but would also cause a narcissist to avoid you, discard you, never to return again. The narcissist simply cannot thrive in the presence of someone who they cannot manipulate or control. The fifth reason, I guess, would be more applicable to ex-narcissistic partners, and a reason they would not return is if they found someone better. Narcissists are all about their narcissistic supply, so if they can find someone who is a prime source of supply in more ways than one, the narcissist will stay away from you. After all, what is there to come back for if they feel they have hit the jackpot? Provided they can keep this supply wrapped around their little finger and even keep meeting more higher value sources of supply, that will keep them busy for some time, and they would only be more concerned with showing off what they have acquired. The final reason a narcissist would not return is if you have a good support system. This scenario is rare, but it does happen, where the friends and family of the victim believed them instead of the narcissist. So although the narcissist tried to discredit this person, their lies were not believed, and they were exposed for the liars and abusers that they are. The narcissist knows in this instance that that person is off limits, as they would have to get through their support network to get to them again. And that is too many people to try and fool a second time around, and is usually not worth the effort. So those are the 6 reasons as to why a narcissist would not return. So if you have managed to do any of the things I spoke of today and realize that the narcissist is staying away, this hopefully has provided some clarification on that matter. But of course, there are those narcissists who will still try after some time, hoping that you have forgotten, or that they think they can convince you that they have changed. There are always exceptions, but the most important thing is that you resist or ignore their hoovering attempts and never let them back. As usual, I hope you all found this useful. Please be sure to share this video wherever you can. Thanks again for watching. Have a blessed week.